Hello and welcome to an Ocean Trillion comprehensive guide to property law related services. Today we'll be talking about some of the key individuals, processes and instruments you may interact with before you purchase your house.
Navigating through every single process and item on the extensive checklist of property purchases can most definitely be extremely daunting for just about anybody. We hope that this video can help you guide through some of the more challenging and difficult parts of property purchases, or give you a better idea of what you should expect when buying a property. In this hypothetical scenario, we will be following John and Jill, who are looking for a house to purchase.
Let's start by talking about one of the first people you'll meet and talk to when you begin your search for property: real estate agents. A real estate agent's primary role is to manage the purchase, selling, and leasing of properties. Generally speaking, most of the time someone wants to sell their property, they will contact a real estate agency and be put in touch with a real estate agent. The estate agent will look after all processes, such as appraising the value of the property, listing the property for sale, organizing auction or private sale documents and events, carrying out open house inspections, and gathering the contact information of interested parties.
Let's fast forward our scenario from earlier. John and Jill have found a potential house they would like to live in, but after attending an open house, they are still a little bit skeptical of the quality of certain areas in the house. What they could do is call in a property inspection company to look into the quality of the house. These companies can be hired to look into a property to see if it meets building regulations, hopefully allowing the buyer to make a more informed decision on their potential purchase.
Next, let's talk about financial institutions and getting a loan. Obviously, most people don't have the money to outright spend on property, and as such will require a loan, otherwise known as a mortgage, to assist them with their purchase. A loan is simply a cash injection provided by a financial institution. The loan is then repaid by the individual or entity over a set duration of time, with some additional interest on top of this repayment.
But how do you go about getting a loan? Let's go back to John and Jill and see how. Earlier on, they were looking at getting property inspected. Now that the property has passed all construction regulations, they are eager to purchase this property. First, they would need to contact the bank to apply for a loan. Once they have completed the application, they will then be considered by the bank, who will use their banking history and other records available to them to see if there are the people who would be an ideal fit for a loan of a specific magnitude. At the end of the day, the bank has the final say on who they may or may not wish to provide a loan to. Should they be successful, the bank would contact them, and they, as well as the real estate agent, would liaise to organize a time where this potential sale may take place. The real estate agent would most likely tell the bank when the settlement date would occur and when the bank should provide funds for the purchase, if the deal is successful.
Other individuals who are extremely important to the processes of purchasing property are the individual's legal representatives. These can include real estate agents, bankers, and conveyancers. If you'd like to know a little bit more about conveyancers, please feel free to watch our video on conveyancers. But to give a brief summary though, a conveyancer is an individual who looks after the legal processes of property purchases. This can range from preparing legal documents, working with the other party's legal representative, and performing property title transfers.
Let's flash forward a little further now, to the point where John and Jill have successfully purchased their property. One thing they may need to consider is utilities. Utilities are some of the most critical amenities to living, those being water, electricity, and gas. But they may not always be directly available to you as soon as you move in. This is why it's important to check that the house has utility providers put in place beforehand, either done by the previous tenant or more likely by the individual who just purchased the property.
Whilst you may think it's quite difficult to have water and electricity flowing into your home the moment you purchase the house, most contracts for property purchases have a delayed settlement period. This time frame in between settlement and you moving into your new property can be used to set up these amenities to ensure that you are not left without water or electricity as soon as you step into your newly acquired property.
Thank you for listening. If you liked this video and want to learn more about property law, please feel free to watch our other videos or contact us by calling or emailing us to find out more. Before we go, it's important to note that real estate agents, bankers, conveyancers, and other legal representatives should be assisting you throughout one of the most important purchases of your life. So be sure to ask them as many questions, as one question can make a world of a difference.